And we are live. How's it going, fellas? Let's see if I can get that to focus. And I'm guessing the chats go on the right hand side here, which is good because this last time I couldn't figure out how to see the chats here. What's up? What's up? Figured I'd go live for a little bit and talk a little bit about today and answer any questions that anybody has pertaining fishing. Any questions you guys have regarding the channel, any questions you guys have regarding my jig heads, content you want to see, areas you want to fish, and you want me to go out there and get some content for you, either on the kayak, on the boat, or even land-based fishing. What's going on fishing with the Garza boys? What's up, Chris? So I figured I'd go live for a little bit. Had nothing better to do, and I was like, damn, let me just get on YouTube and see who's awake and what people are doing. And let me know if the mic is too loud. I kind of played with the settings a little bit, and I don't understand how all of this works. So I'm not a podcast guy, so I have no idea what I'm doing here. And saludos Garcia 956. And but I wanted to talk about any questions you guys have regarding fishing, the tandem rigs, the jig heads, Texas made lures, Mr. Ballyhue oil, Mr. Ballyhue bites, anything you guys want to talk about that you do to catch fish, or maybe you want to know that you want to know what I do to catch fish that might be a little different than what you guys are using or doing. If you've bought the lures already and maybe you're having a rough time, or if you bought in, I don't know, whatever the case is, let me know kind of what tips you want to know. If there's specific areas you want me to fish that I have not fished yet, whether it's on land, kayak, boat, things like that. But I'm going to be on here for a little bit. I'll give it maybe like 20, 30 minutes. Again, I had nothing better to do, so I figured I'd get online and get on live with you guys for a little bit and see what's good. I know it's a little late. It's 12:15 in the morning. What's up, JJ Alvarado? Is H2O a good brand? I don't know. I'm not familiar with the lures, bro. If that's a lure brand, when I hear H2O, I the first thing that comes to mind is what do they make? I think they make fishing rods, I think, or they make like fishing gear. To my understanding, I know I bought something with H2O on it one time, but it wasn't lures. It was like a fish bag or something. So I'm not too sure if that's what it is. So it's rods. All right, let me see here. Let's look that up real quick here. I don't know anything about them, brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. CO rods, but what I do know is that I use exotic rods, high performance rods, and I use sawgrass high performance rods. And those rods have, they've. I was kind of skeptical at first because I used to be one of those guys that went based on weight. If the rod was a little heavier, I thought it was better, but it was never the case. When I was, learning and inexperienced, when I would grab those very light rods, I thought they were like a cheap rod. As you progress and you learn that that's what you want. Something light and something great. I would recommend exotic high performance rods or sawgrass, and RGB Bait Masters carries those, and I believe SWP might carry them as well. Let's see. But to answer your question, let me look them up real quick here. They're H2O casting rods. I mean, they're cheap. $70, $30, $50. And I'll tell you what, man, depending on what kind of reel you're using, obviously, if you're using a spinning reel or a bait caster, it's obviously going to depend on which rod you get. Um, but when it comes down to getting a good setup, I never encourage anybody to get a cheap rod or a cheap reel. Now, I understand that some people maybe don't have the means to buy a really nice rod and a nice reel. And if that's the case, then buy whatever you can get. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go out there and spend $200 on a rod and $300 on a reel if that's out of your budget. As far as if they're good or not, I'm looking at them right now, brother, and I don't know. I've never used one. I guess if that makes any sense, so that way you can get a better understanding. Um, any brand, a lot of brands that Academy uses, um, they're for the vast clients. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be cheaper financially, and they're going to be cheaper in quality as well. Now, could you catch a big fish with one, and will it hold up? Sure, why not? I think that I've used freaking I went to Bass Pro one time and I bought a rod there from Bass Pro, I think for like 30, $40, $35 one time. And I used to kill it. I used to catch redfish, big uglies, things like that, and I never had any issues. So I think that it should be able to hold up. I'm not gonna say no. Um, it might be a little bias only because I'm sponsored by Exotic and Sawgrass. But if you ever grab an H2O rod and you compare it with a $200-$300 rod or $150 rod, you'll notice the big difference in quality. So is it good? To answer your question, I can't give you an answer. I don't know. I'd have to try one out. But my best opinion or advice is, again, buy whatever you feel you're comfortable with paying, and just make sure when you buy it, all the rings are there, all the guides are there, and take care of it. Every time that you use your rod, make sure you rinse out the same way you rinse out the reel. You're rinsing out the guides on your fishing rod so it doesn't get rusted. And never put your hook on the guide. Put it on the hook holder so that way you don't have any issues. As far as the Penn Wrath, I'll tell you what, man. I bought a Penn Wrath one time, just out of curiosity, and I heard that they're okay reels. The one that I use was messed up. As soon as I got it, I threw it, and it was like kind of rough. So I had a bad experience with it, and I just returned it. So not too familiar with how they work or if they're great reels or not, but I have heard that they're okay. They're good reels. I'm more of a Penn Slammer guy or a Florida Fishing Products guy now. I started fishing with Penn Slammers since I started fishing. I started with the Penn Fears. I started with I don't even know which other ones. All the ones that Penn makes, the cheaper ones, $50 ones, whatever. And then as I started kind of learning how to fish, I started using the Penn Slammer. It was just because I like to have nice things. I was being a little brat. I got that one. But now I use Florida Fishing Products. As far as I think I have one here. Let me check. I'm not too sure. I don't have it in the box. But this is the Florida Fishing Products. This is the Osprey 5000. And I'll show it to you if you guys want me to. I have to go to the garage and get it. But this is the Osprey. And this one's at does that say $194? It's not a bad reel. Like I said, I don't have it in here. I can go get it if you guys want me to. But this is from Florida Fishing Products. And this one is going to be saltwater ready. And what I mean by that is a lot of these reels are they're sealed. You have to make sure that whenever you buy a saltwater reel, number one, you want it to be sealed. You want it to be somewhat resistant to the salt, because if you don't take care of that reel, man, You use it for 1 to 2 weeks, and then you stop using it for like a week or two, and then the next thing you know, boom, it's locked up on you. Uh, what's up, Julian Baldonado? Cool videos. Go after some gar. So I've been wanting to do that actually. I don't fish for gar. I never have. When I have caught gar, I catch them just because they're there. I've caught a couple of them. I think like 4 or 5. I catch them on bait, and I've caught one on lure, on a paddle tail lure. So I would definitely like to go catch some gar. I think I have a buddy who might have a buddy that owns a place or something in Rio Hondo, and I think he wanted to go catch some gars there. So I might just do that, bro. I've never fought a big gar more than like 4 feet. Um, I'm kind of curious in fighting a 6 foot or a 7 foot gar and seeing how they fight, because I heard that they run pretty hard, but I've never really experienced that fight with a gar yet. But definitely will probably do a gar fishing video one day. Yeah, again, man. Garza boys. I've only bought one wrath. I never used it. Like I said, I got it, had a problem with it, returned it, and that was it. I never recommended it to anybody after that. But it could have been just a bad reel that I got. You know what I mean? Looking forward to using it tomorrow. I'm gonna be fishing tomorrow. I'm actually it's 12:30 in the morning. I don't even think I'm gonna go to sleep today. I'm gonna go out there tomorrow and see if I can get some content for you guys. I'm just not sure where to go yet. I was debating on going to Arroyo, San Martin. I fish there a lot, so I kind of don't want to go there. And today there was a lot of kayakers there, from what I saw in some videos that my buddies were sharing. It was loaded with kayakers, and although that's cool, um, when it's loaded with kayakers like that, it can get a little weird. So I try to ensure that whenever there is a lot of kayakers, I don't go there. Only because it starts to get really crowded, and San Martin, although is a big lake, everybody wants to go where the fish are at. So everybody goes to right to where you're at, and it becomes a little challenging. Let's see, guys. I'm gonna try to answer everybody as fast as I can. Um, or using tomorrow. Michael hitting the water in the morning. Where are you gonna go, Michael? You're doing land-based fishing? You're doing kayak fishing? What are you gonna do? When's the jigs coming out? The jigs are out, Mr. Lord Peacock. Jigs have been out. RGB Bait Masters in Los Fresnos carries them. SWP in Brownsville carries them. And Full Stringer in McAllen carries the tandems, the tandem rigs only. And Tuesday, another store is going to carry my Seth jigs as well. So stay tuned for that one. And I'll announce it once I deliver the products to them. It's going to be an area with high traffic, and I'm a big fan of the store. So I got a hold of them yesterday or 2 days ago, and they hit me up today that they're definitely going to carry my products. So stay tuned for that one. And that'll be another shop in Port Isabel. And let's see. You got the Pro Angler 12. Nice. Make sure you rig it up, brother. Make sure you rig that bad boy up. Especially because of the weight. Yeah, again, I haven't fought a gar that big yet, brother. Just small ones. So like 3 feet, 4 feet. No big deal. Brought him in with my bait caster. George's store is open tomorrow. Yes, George's store is open every day, I think, to my understanding. I want to say he opens at 8 in the morning tomorrow, but I would check in at 9 in the morning just to be safe. It's got to be 8 or 9. I know he opens at 8 usually. Let's see here what you guys got going on. Wait. Yeah, San Martin definitely was packed today, man. I wasn't there, but I saw some content that some of the guys that go out there from the pro staff from Texas Made Lures, they were out there, and I seen like kayak after kayak after kayak, all stacked up, lined up next to each other. And again, that's cool, man. Like, I enjoy seeing that in person. It just becomes challenging to shoot content when that's going on, for me at least. Um, so I need to. I try to kind of on busy days like that. I try to go somewhere else. And I was gonna go fishing today, man, but what happened was um I was up till 6 in the morning, finishing up the jig heads, and around 6:15 I wanted to take a little break. I took like a 10-minute power nap, or I thought it was. And I had already put the kayak in my truck and I was ready to row. And I tried to take a power nap for like 10 minutes. Next thing you know, I wake up at 12 in the afternoon the next day today. So I ended up going out there today for a little bit, but I think I went for like an hour. But I wasn't feeling it, man. I caught a couple of small trouts, but I wasn't feeling it. On the way over there, I was like, man, I don't really want to go. But then I kind of felt like I had to, and I just called it. Figured I'd go out in the morning. I don't like night fishing. I enjoy it, but at the same time, I don't, because it's a little bit harder to get good content out there. When it's dark, you have a limited visibility. Um, you're talking about lighting issues. Can't really get drone shots. I get really handicapped on what I can and what I cannot do when it's dark. So I try to stay away from low lighting stuff. But I do night fishing videos all the time. And I always, when I do them, I invest money into the lighting equipment that I have on the kayak, the GoPros and everything, and the wireless mics to ensure you guys have good quality and good audio. So I hope that those videos have come out good. I don't know. I see them on YouTube, but I don't know what other people think about them. But it's definitely a lot harder to video at night, especially when you want monsters. Night fishing is primarily for me is trout. If I want reds, I need to go into the middle of nowhere where there's no lights and look for them, and I don't enjoy doing that. Let's see. Boca Chica Beach. You know what, man? I'll be honest with you. I suck at surf fishing. I fished the surf so many times in my life, and the only thing I can get lucky in catching is whiting. That's it. I've never caught like a redfish from the surf. I've never caught a black drum from the surf. It's only whiting, catfish, uh, maybe a trout on a lure, and a blue runner, I think, one time. That's it. But I definitely do want to go out to the jetties one day again. Oh, the surf, I'm sorry. And I'm going to take Mr. Ballyhoo Bites and drone the bait out and see if I can get lucky this time. And have you ever been to La Jolla Lake? La Jolla Lake. I don't do freshwater fishing, Michael. I want to. But when I tell my friends about it, they laugh at me. Because they don't like water, fresh water. They think it's boring fishing. But I do want to try it. Definitely do want to go out there because I know it's challenging to catch some bass. But I've never been out there to La Jolla. I've never been to any lakes for that matter. I'm actually going to go to the first lake this March 11th, I think it is, in San Antonio. But it's not going to be for fishing. It's going to be for we're going to have a Hobie demo for Fin Factory over there in San Antonio. If you guys are in San Antonio area, check it out. We're going to have probably like 15 kayaks out there. And I forgot the name of the lake. I'll post it sometime on my Facebook. And make sure you guys are following me on Facebook. If you're not following me on Facebook, my Facebook page is going to be Seth Fishing YouTuber. I have two of them, but this is going to be the correct one. Let's see if you can see it. It's going to say Seth Fishing YouTuber. Make sure you're following that one. I have another one that says Seth Fishing, but I don't use it. I don't even know why I did it to begin with. But follow me on Facebook. I usually post everything on there if you're not already following me. Let's see. Get back to the comments here, guys. But no, I haven't been to a lake. So the jig heads up. Yeah, The jig heads, you can pick them up at RGV or SWP right now. Like I said, SWP will have them probably tomorrow or Monday, depending on whenever Steve is there. Steve is the one that I usually talk to. Yeah, bro, today was the perfect weather for fishing, and I didn't go out there. I was there at night, unfortunately, and it just got cold, and it got cold, and I don't know, man. Like I said, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't even take my tandems. I don't even have any tandems. I sold them all to the shops. I don't even have my own. I need to make some for myself. The only thing I had was my jig heads, and I'm low on lures, glow in the dark lures. So I need to restock up on those glow in the dark lures. And Gabriel from Texas Made, I think, was just making a big old batch. I think I shared it right now a little bit ago. Let me check. Here it is. So he's posted this little, these are the bay bugs. I don't know if you can see it or not. And then that's them at, when they're glowing or whatever. So be on the lookout for those. And my favorite one is the pink one. Let me show it to you. That one right there. That's money right there, baby. I don't know why that pink one for me has been working a lot better in the lights than the other ones have. The other ones work too. I just feel like, I don't know, man, something about that pink one that I just really, really have my money on. If I had to bet money, it'd be on that one. It wouldn't be on the clear one. Let's see. What do I do for a living? YouTube. I'm kidding. So as far as what I do for a living, man, it's a good question, and people don't usually ask me that, so I appreciate the question. I have a marketing company that I've had since 2012, in the energy business. So uh, years ago, about 12 years ago, I started working in the energy business as a sales guy, and I worked my way up through door to door. I worked 4 years with the company, and then moved away from that company, and I started my own company. And I hired agents, sales guys, and recruited them, trained them to do the same thing that I did. And my job is basically to help them grow and make money. And my sales guys typically make about 1,000 to 1,500 a week or more, depending on them. They get paid on the amount of sales that they bring in, and it is door to door, and it's energy. So I'm sure you've heard of it here in the Valley. Um, I've been in Houston for most of the time, but through the pandemic, I had to move to Bronzeville, and then I've been staying here because of the fishing. I want to go back to Houston, but then if I do that, I got to drive like 2 hours away every single time I want to go fishing. Here, I drive like 30 to 45 minutes, maybe at most. So that's why I haven't moved out. As far as what I do, that's what it is, man. I have a marketing company called Wit Group. We do sales and for the energy business, and I also do sales. I get on the field and sell as well. I just haven't been doing that lately because I've been focused on YouTube and my jig heads and all that good stuff. So this Monday, this whole week coming in, I will be on the field hustling, making some sales and making some money, some more money. I get paid regardless whether I work or not, because of my company and residuals and all that stuff that I get every month. But when I'm on the field, that's when I make the most money. And yes, I do make a good amount of money when I'm out there. I'm not gonna say I'm making freaking $1 million a year, but I do pretty good for myself, brother. But that's what I do. It sells. Let's see. Lord Peacock. That one. Jacob Flores. What's up, Seth? What's up, Jacob? I'm saying what's up to myself. uh, Using sand fleas is good. Is it good? I don't know, man. Alive or dead? Because I've had those. I bought those suckers alive one time in Port Aransas, and the first thing they said was, "Do not stick your hand in there." So I was like, "What the hell do I want them for then?" They told me, "Wait till they die, and then you can use them." So that just seems stupid. But I ended up buying them anyways because they didn't have any live shrimp, and I didn't catch anything. But um, for black drum and redfish, and I have heard that, brother. I have heard that they're good for black drum and red, but I've never caught anything on a flea. Um, we got to get you on some bass, man. If you do bass fishing and you know how to bass fish and you know where to go and all that good stuff, I'm down, bro. I'm not sure how the water is there in freshwater. I'm not sure if there's undercurrent like there is in saltwater. Maybe it's a lot easier to pedal around that area. But if you know how to bass fish and definitely we'll catch some bass and you can show me how to use those little worms and all that good stuff, I'm down. I've always wanted to do it, like I said, but my friends always discourage me. They're always like, dude, why do you want a freshwater fish? I'm like, I don't know. Why not, man? It's fishing. As far as hunting, I don't hunt, bro. It's not that I don't like hunting. Honestly, uh, I don't know, man. I used to go hunting when I was younger, but I haven't gone hunting since. Um, the whole idea of shooting an animal, I'm not against it. I just prefer not to do it. I'm an animal lover. I eat, obviously red meat and all that good stuff. I'm not gonna say I'm some kind of what do you call those? I was gonna say virgin, vegan, but it's just the whole process of getting it, taking pictures with it, and gutting it and all that stuff. I'm not for. I don't even like gutting fish, bro. To be honest with you, so I'm happy that Captain George always fillets the fish now whenever we go on the boat. And when I go on the kayak, I never bring fish home because I hate filleting them. I hate it. It's nasty. I have to put some gloves on, like a doctor, and I hate touching fish when I'm gutting it. So I don't really hunt. If you invite me, I'll go, but I don't really do it. I know some other guys had invited me, but they just wanted to invite me so I can shoot some videos of them, like, and make them look cool and stuff. But yeah, I told them to pay me. They said no. So let's see here. Anyway, spots you recommend? Behind the event center for sure. Um, it's one of the best spots that I know, only because the ground is hard. It's not soft. Um, if you go to Port Isabel, where when if you're coming in, if you go right into Port Isabel, you have like that Bell's store. I think it's Bell's, and I don't know what other stores are around there. Behind the houses, there's like a little park area where you can get in the water. And I think they have like two dead ends where you can actually park your car on the side and get off and walk in. You can walk in pretty much a good amount, like 100 or 150 yards before it actually has a drop off, and plenty of trout, brother. Plenty of trout back there as well. I would say the event center, I would say there, by SpaceX. If you go around through the restaurants or whatever they're called, you get to the back and you go through some little dirt thing. You park your truck and wade fish in there. That might be another one. And that I've seen that you can get to easily. As far as other spots, plenty of spots in Arroyo, but you need a boat to get out there. So that's it. I mean, I don't wade fish, so I couldn't tell you. Gaiman Bridge is another spot. You walk towards the post and you just throw your line out. You could do that as well. I need to get some coffee, man. I'm tired. Lake is the move, man. I've got the membership. We can do a trip for a trip. Membership. You got a membership for what? You need a membership to get on the lake? Ain't that some I don't know if I can cuss here on YouTube live, man. I don't want to get kicked out. You know how hard it is for me not to cuss in my videos as it is. Let's see. But yeah, man, if you have a kayak, we could definitely do that. We'll go to fish for bass. You put me on some bass, I'll put you on some reds or trouts, whatever kind of fish you want. Port Mansfield. Port Mansfield's a good one, man. I've been to Port Mansfield. I shot video there like 2 or 3 times. I don't go as often, and I'll tell you why. Number one, it's a huge body of water. I don't even know the area well enough to fish it. Um, but when I have gone there, I've gone with friends, and usually we'll limit out on reds or catch some big old trouts. But the reason I don't go to Port Mansfield a lot, especially recently, is because of the wind, brother. It's been so windy, and Port Mansfield, if you go kayaking there, you know that 10-mile-per-hour winds is not even fun being out there. It's crazy the way Port Mansfield works. The swells get really rocky. I broke my drive over there one time. I think the last time I went over there. So I don't go to Port Mansfield often, but I'm not opposed to it. Um, if a team wanted to go out there and do some fishing on kayaks, I'm down. I'd go. I don't have an issue, but I don't go often, bro. But I should, and I do want to actually. Maybe I should go tomorrow. No, the winds are gonna pick up tomorrow. They're gonna be like at 18 to 20-mile-per-hour winds. So I don't know where I'm gonna fish yet. I'm probably gonna go to Arroyo or something. But yeah, man, definitely. I haven't been to Port Mansfield, nor have I ever fished from land in Port Mansfield, whether it's wade fishing, pier, nothing. I kind of want to do some pier fishing over there. I heard that there's some new pier over there. Um, let's see. You tried Redfish Bay in Port Mansfield? I don't know if I have, bro. I don't even know where that's at. I know that my body's saying, dude, go to sleep. My brain's like, no, man, you won't wake up to fish at 5 a.m. Um, I've been to Port Mansfield a couple of times, and I've been all over it on the kayak. I don't know if I've been to Redfish Bay. Maybe I have. I have no idea. But yeah. So paddling. Did you hand paddle or did you use a paddle drive? Because I've hand paddled in San Martin, bro, and it is not fun. When I used to not have a Hobie, I got stuck out there in a cold front one time, and the winds were at around 45, 50-mile-per-hour winds. It was a cold front that just kicked in randomly. I'm sure you've seen the video on my YouTube channel. Game warden had to come out there and save me. So it was not fun. I was on a different kayak though. I was on what was it? It was from Bass Pro. I forgot the brand of it. But it was one of those big 128Ts. I forget what brand it is. It starts with an A, I think. I don't remember. So I could imagine, dude, screw that. I don't even like freaking hand paddling the Outback. When I'm out there, the Ascend, that's what it is. When I have to go out there and hand paddle the Outback in some shallow water, dude, screw that, man. It is not fun. I was wondering if you guys can hear me, and I'm like, duh, they're responding because I don't even see the little mic thing here moving. That's crazy. It says edit. What can I do? Oh no, I don't do that. All right, cool. The last time I used my webcam on my desktop was for Zoom with a business meeting or something. It was the scene. Yeah, the Ascend. I had the Ascend 128T, man, when I first started YouTubing, and I spent $1,000 on that kayak, and I got all the clicks and whistles for that kayak to make sure that it was efficient enough. I want to sit back a little bit here. I'm tired. Efficient enough, and it had all the clicks and whistles for a kayak to make sure that I had enough. Everything. I had lights on it. I had anchor trolley system on it. Everything you could put on a kayak, I had on that Ascend, and now I have it on the. I have two kayaks right now. I have a Lynx, Hobie Lynx, and I have a Hobie Outback. And but yeah, let me see here. I was looking at this H2O thing again. But yeah, man. Any other questions, guys? What's your okay? So let me ask you guys this. I have a few guys on here. Not a lot of people on here right now. There's about 20 people on here. But what kind of videos do you guys like to watch when it comes down to fishing? What what kind of information or content do you guys like to watch when you guys are watching for videos on YouTube, or you're looking for videos? Like, what, when, if you had to think instantly, like, what is it that that I look for, or that you look for as a viewer, that I can post on YouTube? Because I'm trying to come out with fresh content all the time. I'm trying to make my editing better and better and better, but it just keeps getting harder and harder as I go, because I feel like the bar, I raise it up more and more and more, and it gets harder to pass that bar again. So I'm trying to get some new content, trying to get some new fresh blood in here, but I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the best way to do that. Let's see. Yeah, I've heard a lot about those peers, so I'll definitely check out those peers. I think there's another YouTuber that does videos there. I don't know, I forget his name, but he does video. I forgot it. I don't know what his name. I think he's sponsored by Texas Made Lures. That's how I know. So actually, for the charters trips for the kayaks, bro, I already have that going on. I don't promote it because it's kind of like a low key thing, but I have a charter coming up. Actually, March something. I forgot what day it was. I think it's during the week. I think it's like March 8th or something. I do have a kayak charter, and I charge 250 for the kayak, for the charter, if you have your own kayak, and 350 if I have to provide a kayak, and I'll provide you with a hoagie. Um, Offshore videos, hell yeah, man. So I think March. I think it's in March that I'm gonna go offshore. I'm going with a crew out there to go look for some kingfish. Definitely gonna do offshore videos. Um, I've never gone offshore, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I don't even know how to swim. So if I flip my kayak, the only thing that's gonna protect me is my life jacket, my PFD. So that's the only reason why I've never gone offshore. I'm very sketched out about it. But a group of guys want to go out there in March, I believe, and they invited me to go offshore and catch some kingfish. So definitely going to be doing an offshore video. I would love to do a lot of them. I just got to go out there one time and kind of break that ice and kind of get a feel for it. And because when I think offshore, I freak out because I can't swim. I think sharks. I think deep waters. I think losing all my gear, flipping my kayak, and losing all my GoPro equipment, my drone, everything. And that's primarily what I'm afraid of. But I am definitely going to do an offshore video. And if that goes great, definitely going to do more of that soon. So, yeah, I will be doing some offshore videos, guys. If that's what you want to see, then that's what's going to come up probably in March, though. Um, scared. I have some buddies that asked me to go. So, definitely going to go out with them. Um, Texas Tandem. I think that might be his name. Um, I don't know I don't know him. I just know that I think I seen uh one of his videos came out on my feed one time, and I saw Texas Made Lures on it, and I was like, what? And I clicked on that. I don't know where he's from, but I seen he fishes a lot in Port Mansfield. He uses a big bait caster, like a big metal one. Looks like a conventional reel. Yeah, but I have seen that. I might be that guy. 10 tricks. Let's see. So this is for Mark McGallan. As far as using the lures, man, what kind of lures are you using first of all? See, because all I use, man, and what I recommend is when I'm using a lure, I'm using paddle tails or I'm using the bay bug. That's it. And if you ever watch my content, you'll notice that I'm never twitching it, I'm never popping it. All I do is cast it, slow retrieve. That's it. Nothing. I don't never have to work it. The only thing that I pop a lot is a top water. That's it, because you have to. But when it comes down to lures, slow retrieve. That's all I do. And I see other fishermen that are popping all the time and they're catching fish too, but my wrist hurts. I ain't doing all that. But everybody's different. Sometimes some fish do want some twitching action. They want you to be popping it a little bit on the bottom or whatever the case is. I usually just slow retrieve it and that is it. Worked for me so far. I watched either inshore yak, Wade, inshore yak. I have a lot of viewers that are land based fishermen. That's why I was asking. And I know that some of the bigger YouTubers out there in Corpus, they do a lot of jetty fishing, and they have a lot of subscribers watching their stuff. But I feel like jetty fishing for me is good and bad. I don't like throwing rods and just waiting. I like to be holding the rod and pitching a lure, pitching a bait, and retrieving it. When I throw a bait out and I'm just waiting, for me it's boring. That's the only reason why I don't like it. I don't like that stuff. Let's see. But let's see what else we got here. Sorry, I had a text message. Uh, that's what I'm saying, man. What's the name? Jerry Baller. Um, I agree with you, bro. Like redfish, catching redfish is okay. Catching trout is okay. Catching black drums, whatever. Like I've gotten too good at catching them that it's boring. Like I want to catch something cool. Like I want to catch me a big old Jack Crevel. I want to catch me a big old Spanish mackerel, kingfish, a wahoo, something crazy. So I do agree with you. Unfortunately, I haven't gone offshore yet. I had to go to the jetties and see if I get lucky and maybe catch a kingfish there or a Spanish mackerel when it's in season. Maybe even how to catch some sheepheads. I know how to catch those as well. But yeah, man, my chick is tired of seeing redfish. I'll tell you that. Tired of seeing them. In the beginning, she was excited. She loves fish. Now she hates fish. She's seen them so much. Redfish, trouts. Now she don't even want to see no fish. John Sosa. What other plastic you do? What other plastic do you use? I only use Texas made lures, brother. That's all I use. Paddle tails that they have. I mean, I can show you if you guys wait. If you guys want to wait, I'll go to my garage and bring the bags with me so you guys can show them to you. If you want me to go get them, let me know. I'll go get them. Um, but all I use is paddle tail swim baits from Texas made. That I would be. Vitela says I twitched the shit out of them. You talking about the lures? Yeah, I don't do that. I know some guys do. Like I said, I've seen guys freaking popping. I'm like, what is this guy doing? And then boom, he hooks fish, and I'm like, what? I haven't mastered that art yet. I am the lazy fisherman, dude. Just throw, slow retrieve, throw, slow retrieve. Sácalos. Sácala leche, bro. All right, hold on, guys. I'll go get them for you real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll bring a couple of them so I can show them to you. I think I have a couple of bags there. Give me a second. All right, vatos, I'm back. All right, so these are some of the ones that I got from the kayak. Let's check them out. Let's see what I miss here. Tarpon. Hell yeah, man. I want to catch me a tarpon. I want to catch a tarpon on the kayak, bro. I've been wanting to go over there to um by the Bayside in Boca Chica and catch me a tarpon on the kayak. I heard they're hella fun and they run like crazy. Hold on. Let's see what else I missed here. And I'll show you guys the lures right now. Let me just read some of the comments here. Um, Flounders. I don't fish for flounders. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about gigging, flounder gigging, or regular flounder fishing, but I have caught some flounders. I don't typically fish for them. I should. I should. Really good eating fish. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to catch some flounder tomorrow. But I've caught flounders on the bay bug, slow retrieve on the bottom, and I've caught them on paddle tails. Same thing, slow retrieve, rubbing it on the bottom, and that's how I catch them. Where are you guys from? I'm in Brownsville. That's where I'm from. Well, that's where I'm at, not from. Yeah, man, there's a few of them that I have here on my kayak. On the quicks, I have my other kayak on my truck, but I got these from the other kayak. I have quite a bit of bags, and I'm gonna go through them right now for you. Fishing with Garza Boys from Mercedes. Christopher Fires from Mission. This one's messed up. Look, my dog ate this one. Look at that. She got into my bags the other day, and she started eating my Mr. Ballyhoo garlic scent. She freaking opened the garage door, and it smells like garlic, and then I see vomit all over the bottom because she was in my garage, and she vomited all over the sofa that's in there. So that was not fun. After eating all that garlic scent. Dumb dog. It's for fish, not for dogs. All right, let me see which ones I can bust out. She chewed through this one a little bit too. Let's see which ones I got here, guys. And I'll show you which ones I use. I don't have all of them here. I have just some of them. But I'll show you some of the ones that I have here that I use. Hold on. So you guys can kind of get an idea of what works and what doesn't work. Let's see. All right. What colors do you use for light stained and murky water? That's exactly what I was going to ask you guys. I was going to ask you if you guys knew, because I don't. No, I'm just kidding. So for light water, anytime the water's clear, light, blue, you're gonna want a light color. So remember this: light colored water, light colored lure; dark colored water, dark colored lure. That's how you know that, how you learn to use it. So if the water is murky, depending on how murky, because there's different levels of murkiness, you know what I'm saying? There's different sorry if we're reading my phone real quick. San Martin, for example, San Martin can be murky sometimes, and then sometimes it can be blue. Sometimes it can be a little like green blue. So it's all about the way it works. Blue Gloves Magic. What is that? I don't know what that is. But let's see. For murky water, well, let me give you a tip. For San Martin, it's gonna be this color right here. Let me show you. Different colors. Let me show you all the ones that I would use in San Martin. In San Martin, Game Bridge. And these are all Texas-made lures that I have here, guys. See, these are some of the ones that I have here. And these are some of the other ones that I have here. So I'm going to go over them with you so you understand them, because some of them are different. So murky water, I'm going to go with something like this. This is going to be like an avocado green with red flakes. The red flakes really stand out with that sun when the sun hits it. I'm also going to use this one. I don't know the name of this one, but it's like a light brown with flakes and a chartreuse tail. And these are the colors that I've used there that I know work. So, I know they work. So if you use them, you will catch fish. This is the other one. This one has, this is like a brown with red flakes what color it is. But if you ever have questions on which ones I use, anybody that sells tech, not anybody, but most people that sell Tex-Made lures like RGB Bait Masters, SWP, they know exactly which ones I use for the most part. And if you don't, they can easily call me. Just tell them, I'm like, hey, can you call Seth and ask him what colors he recommends? They'll tell you. They'll call me, and if I answer the phone, I'll tell you exactly which ones to get. So never feel like you're shopping by yourself. Tell them, hey, Seth told me to tell you to call him because I want the colors he uses, and then I'll tell you. Let's see here. They sponsor you with lures or what, bro? Nambe. What are you talking about, bro? What you talking about? What you talking about? Yeah, man, they sponsor me with lures. I think my hat says right here, Pro Staff. Tex-Made lures. Yeah. So Tex-Made has been my sponsor for a very long time. Even before I started my channel. I mean, I'm sorry, when I barely started my channel, they became a sponsor of mine. This is another one. I don't really use this one, but I have heard people use it. I haven't even used it, to be honest with you. It's a gold color. Gold usually does very well with trouts, and I would assume it would do really good with trout as well. So that's another one. I would probably use that in murky water. Now, which one do you guys use in light color? Water. That's some weird colors in here too. I don't think I've ever seen them before. Use white when I fish the bay since it's clear. Yeah, man. Anytime you fish the bay, I've noticed that the water is definitely clear. For the bay, let me show you what I recommend. White with chartreuse tail, baby. You can never go wrong with this color anytime the water's clear. Or pink. Pink is the other one that Tex-Made Lures has. So, or check this one out. This is another one from Tex-Made that you guys probably haven't seen. This is like a little jerk bait. You see that little shad? This is one of those lures that you have to pop. See that? It's like a little shad or whatever. And they don't really make these as much for whatever reason, but this is a perfect trout jig right here. Just kind of just bounce it on the bottom, whoop, and so forth. And that's how that works. Yeah, man. As far as trying lures left and right, I'll be honest with you, man. I use Texas-Made, and that's all I use because they're my sponsor, and I've been using them for a good minute. Never had an issue. When I first started fishing and I didn't have a sponsor, I used to use a Down South. Those work well. I've never used that brand you're talking about, JRZ. I've never used JRZ. I've never used Kelly Wigglers. I've never used 3JD lures. Not because they're not good. I just never used them. So I think that if I didn't have a sponsor and I was still kind of fishing for the best lures or whatever the case is, I'd probably kind of do the same thing you're doing, kind of buy different brands. I used to use a lot of Z-Man as well. That was one of my go-tos because Z-Man was cheap and they work and good quality, very, very flexible, compared to a lot of lures. But I've been using Texas-Made since I can't even remember, and it has to be at least about a year and a half or a year. I don't know how long it's been, but never had an issue, brother. Never had an issue catching fish. I've gone to Corpus in waters that I unfamiliar with, and I throw a top water from Texas Topwater Baits because Texas-Made also has Texas Topwater Baits. I've thrown paddle tails. I don't have the passion fruit here with me. The passion fruit, if you ever buy it, I'm telling you, man, it is a killer. I didn't bring any of the bait bugs with me either. I only have some of these paddle tails in the kayak. When I'm on the kayak, I try throwing paddle tails. Unless I'm looking for redfish and in an area that I don't know and they're not hitting the paddle tail, I'll put my tandem rig that I sell at the bait shops for redfish. It's a red tandem and it's got 20-pound mono. I'll put 2 bait bugs on that sucker, purple or whatever color. throw a tandem, and I guarantee you, I've caught reds like that in unfamiliar territory, or trout or black drum, things like that. So if you're unfamiliar with an area and you don't know there's fish there, my best advice: throw a tandem with two bait bugs on it. I guarantee you something's gonna hit it, no matter what. It's gonna be a croaker, be a freaking redfish, trout. It's gonna be something. Anything that eats shrimp will hit it. If you're ever having issues with a paddle tail, trust me. Or on a popping cork with a bait bug. That's another one. The pink bait bugs are the best ones, brother. Those are the best ones for the light. Even for day fishing in clear water. Trout love that one. Clear, stained water. I've used white in murky water. Kill it. I don't know why. White is one of those colors that the silhouette is very visible and fish will hit it regardless. Z-Man been my go-to for about 2 years. I'm always trying to find new stuff though. Yeah, mix it up, man. Get some I'm telling you, get some Tex-Made lures. Get you some bay bugs if you're unsure, or get you some paddle tails with my jigs. You can't go wrong. My jigs are sharp, bro. I wish I had some here. They're in my truck. My jigs are sharp hooks, very sharp hooks. They're from Victory hooks, so they're not cheap by any means. Which is why my jig heads are slightly a little bit pricier than others, or the same price. But trust me, it's fair. I built everything by myself. I hand make the jigs. I pour the lead. I the mold. I paint them. Everything, and everything is quality down to the hook. So that hook is sharp. Trust me, super sharp. Let's see. About 2 years ago. Hook, line, and sinker. Actually, hook, line, and sinker asked. I did talk to Mike from there, and they asked me to take some. Honestly, I just haven't had the time to make them, bro. On this next, I think tomorrow I'm gonna be pouring some more lead, and I'll probably get them some over there because they did want to carry them. I talked to Mike there, and he was telling me how, some of the tandems work there, and how he wanted something different and so forth. So I just gotta make them, and then they will carry them. I just gotta take them. It's been a minute. It's been like a month. I told him I was gonna take them, but yeah, they should carry them. TTB, I don't know who that is, bro. Let me see. Did you design the head? The head for the what? For the mold. So fun fact about the molds. The idea of making the tandems came about in a conversation I was having with Captain George, and he was like, "Dude, why don't you make your own tandems? You always make them why don't you make them for the public?" So I was like, you know what? Why not? And I actually reached out to Texas Made and told Gabriel, I'm like, "Hey, bro, the Gabriel's one of the owners. I'm thinking about making my own tandems, and I need to get hooks and stuff. Where do you recommend I buy them?" All these things, and Texas Made Lures has actually been making these molds already. Prior, they weren't selling them; they were just making them and giving them to pro staff people and things like that. They never actually made it into a brand. So Gabriel told me, "You know what? I'll send you my mold. I'll send you my hooks. I'll send you the melting lead pot, everything, so you can make them." And I was like, "Holy crap! Sure, why not?" So I received the first mold from him for the 1/8 jigs. I received the hooks, melting pot, everything, and I started from there. And then he sent me another mold, which is the second one that I have now. Um, and that's the one that I've been using. So the molds, the lead, the hooks, everything I got from Tex Made Lures, they've been very supportive in helping me do that and kind of launching my own company. So no, I didn't design the head. It was already designed when I got the mold. But hold on, guys. Got text. Um, but it's a really good mold, man. I know that there's so many salty heads, has some jig heads that are pretty good as well, and there's so many other brands out there. That's the only one that comes to mind though. Um, that people tell me that they do really good at holding the lure. The ones that I make, perfect. I have no issues. I mean, you watch my content. If you watch my videos, I never have issues with the freaking paddle tail sliding off or anything like that. The only issues I have is when these redfish, they, after a couple of them, they start to kind of tear up the lure. But that's given. It's going to happen. Um, but the jig head itself, no problems holding the lure, man. And I don't tell you that just because I sell them. I tell you that because I use them. And that's why I know this. And what's the best way to promote something than using it yourself and putting content out using it? That's my thing. A lot of other brands will say use this, and they rely on other fishermen to use it. And then what they do is they post pictures of it online and expect you to just believe them that they work. But I've heard so many stories, man, from other people where some fishermen have caught fish with other lures, and then for the picture, they change out the lure to that other lure or jig head or whatever the case is, and to mislead people, and that's not cool. So I like to make sure that when I'm selling something to you guys, you're you're getting exactly what I'm using myself. So there's no way you can tell me, hey, they don't work. I'm like, dude, I'm putting content out with them all the time. I know they work. The video is right there. Um, and you can see when I cast it, when I bring it in, all that good stuff. So I'm very transparent with the quality, the stuff that I sell, guys. So you don't got to take my word for it. Just watch my videos. Uh, for shallow water, I use 1/8 jig, or a popping cork with a 1/8 jig, or a top water lure, depending on how shallow it is and if there's grass or not. The tackle box. Oh, that's right. That's right. Now I know. I haven't been to that tackle box store, bro. I know they mentioned it to me last time. I totally forgot about that, and you just reminded me. When I make the tandems for hook line, I'll look them up and I'll see if they want to carry them. I haven't spoke to them, but I did hear about them. So definitely hit them up and see if they want to carry them as well. If you know the owner's name or whatever, send me his information. Weedless jigs. I don't think so, man. Look, I'll be honest with you. The whole tandem thing was like a thing that I just decided to do when, man, it is exhausting. Trying to run my own company, then trying to freaking fish and edit videos, and then build jig heads, and freaking it takes up my whole life right now. Everything, right? So I'm trying to balance it. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to do jig heads like for 2-3 days in a row hard, and then not do any more jigs for the next 2 weeks. But then the shops call me that they sold out faster than I thought 3 days later, and then I'm having to do more and more and more and more. It's not a bad problem, but I need to hire somebody to start building them because I don't like building them. It's too much time, Ron. I make way more money with my personal job, with my business, than selling jigs, but it is fun. I enjoy it. And the fact that people have been supporting it and buying them from me and from the shops and things like that, that's even more exciting. And that's kind of what motivates me to continue doing them, because I know that they work. I know it's good quality and the people love them. So I don't want to let people down. I made a commitment, and I'm one of those guys that when I commit to something, I am a man of my word. Text my chick because she wants me to go hang out with her dad or something tomorrow. But I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be fishing and I got a lot of things to do. I don't have time for anything. Um, let's see here. Let me see if I can. So weedless jigs, I don't know, brother. Maybe I will, maybe I don't. Not too sure. Let's see what you guys got here. When more videos when fishing. I don't like fishing game and bridge, Caesar. Man, I don't want to be that guy that talks mess, but uh how do I word this? Game and Bridge for me is not a fun area to fish. It's always like stacked with people. You'll see like three guys with like 30 rods. Um, and this is just my experience. I'm not necessarily saying that it's the truth. I'm just saying what I've seen and what I've heard. Uh, some people, not saying everybody, some people they don't care about the law, the limits of trouts, limits of reds, black drum, things like that. They're at Game and Bridge. A lot of the people that go there are associated with shops that I don't really care for, things like that. And it's like they have their own little like clique, right? Bunch of people, whatever. And if you're don't fish there actively, again, this is my experience. Doesn't mean it's true. If you don't fish there actively and you go there and they see you and they see that you're not from there, a lot of times they'll tangle your line up with their line, or they'll cut you off, or they'll get in front of you. If you're not in the water, they'll get right in front of you inside the water, so that way you can't cast that way anymore. Um, it's just not a fun environment for me there at Game and Bridge. I've been there a couple times. It's not fun. I don't care for the people there. I don't, you know, it doesn't really bother me. People want to be like that, but when I'm trying to get content, um, I don't want to be dealing with people crossing my lines, because I'll get pissed, bro. And I'll get my 6,500 with my 65-pound braid. I'll put a 4-ounce spider weight and I'll cross all those lines and I'll bring them all in. I don't care. That's how I get when I get really mad. So, in order to avoid that, I just stay away from there. I don't go to Game and Bridge a lot, though. Um, let's see. Let's see what you guys got here. Yeah, most shops carry the bait bugs, bro. Most shops carry text-made lures. They don't. Most shops don't carry my jigs, only because again, it's only me. I'm the only one making them, so it's really hard for me to make enough for all this. I spent 2 days making jig heads, and I only made enough for 2 shops because they buy a lot. You know, they don't buy like a couple; they buy a lot, which is not a bad thing again, but it's like I'm there 2 days doing everything, painting and everything, and putting little eyes on the jig heads, and then I made 120, 111 orders, packages gone. And I'm like, man, I didn't even have enough for the other shops. But it's all good, you know. So let's see here. Yeah, I'll check them out, man. Whenever I make those tandems for the tackle box, I'll swing by and I'll ask for the owner. I'll go in there asking for the owner, and I'll tell them that you sent me. Not kidding. But I'll swing by and see what's up. Mm. Yeah, man. Garza boys, I see your comment, and this is true. Or they'll leave, drop off the fish and come back, or put the fish in their freezer and come back. Snooks, man. Snooks is one of those fish that I respect like a lot. And it's snook, it's one fish per day. You can't catch more, you can't keep more than one, and it's between 24 to 28. And I've seen people keep two, three of them. And snook is one of those fish that it's not like trout and redfish. You know, they don't procreate and as often, and there's not as many of those as there should be. So you got to respect the laws with that kind of things, and people don't care, man. And this is why I don't go to the gaming, but I try to respect the name gaming. You know, I ain't gay. You know, um, I think game more. I think if you're gonna fish gaming, you should call the game warden before you show up, at least about an hour in advance. Have them show up, get rid of all the people that don't have licenses and all that good stuff, and then you show up. You'll get a good spot. That'd be smart. But I've been to gaming here or there with my dad before, and anybody can catch fish at gaming, or San Martin for that matter. You know, even San Martin on a kayak, anybody can catch fish. Fish are stacked in there. And this is why I'm trying to change the game. I'm trying to go to different areas and kind of learn how to catch redfish or trout or flounder, and in different areas, because that's what excites me the most. I would rather go to, I don't know, a new body of water and catch two reds and one trout and learn that body of water in 4 or 6 hours, new territory, than going to San Martin and catching like 30 reds in an hour, in 3 hours or 4 hours. I would rather do that. The reason for that is because I know what I can do in San Martin. I know where the fish are at. I know how to catch them. But so when I go there, it's like nothing new anymore. It's like, whatever. So I like going to new places and kind of venturing off and catching fish in unknown territories, because that's when you master your craft and you learn and you get better and things like that. You don't get better by going to the same spot. You don't get better by going to Game and Bridge, throwing a freaking rod out and catching fish. You are not a fisherman. You're just a guy who throws a line out, and that's it. There's amateurs and they're professionals, right? Amateurs are people that just go to fish, just throw a line out and wait and see what happens. Some days are good, some days are bad. A pro is a guy that tells you, okay, I'm going to fish this particular body of water and I'm going to look for this particular fish and I'm going to use this particular lure, and does it. That's a professional. So, how do you become a professional? With experience. You have to get out there. You have to, trial and error. Throw certain lures. If the lures don't work, get a different lure. If a bait doesn't work, throw a different bait. Things like that. And you kind of just learn the area. That's basically how that works. I'm calling the game warden right now. Is there people there or what? It's Saturday night. There might be a lot of people there actually, with the lights and everything set up. If you're gonna go fish, I always tell people, if you're gonna go fish there, call the game warden first. I'm gonna go do what do you call it? A wellness inspection. And when you see them show up right behind them. Park your vehicle, get your stuff ready, and then just keep an eye out for whoever leaves and steal their spot. Best thing to do. That's what I would say. Try it, man. Let us know how it went. I guarantee I have game warden's phone numbers on my phone. I can call them or text them and they'll show up if they're in town. But yeah, man, I know that it's getting late and I'm probably gonna be logging off in a second. So let me show you some numbers here. How do you call Caesar? Just go to Texas Game. I can't give you the cell phone number to the guys, but if you Google Texas Game Warden Park Wildlife, I think they have a contact us number, and you can be able to call them. I know the game warden shows up with us all the time when we're on the boat. Captain George is like a game warden magnet. Game wardens are always checking up on him. Haters that they call it in, man. They call them on George, and he's always following the law. So let's see. Let me give you a rundown of these lures real quick, guys. Some of the Tex-Mex lures before I get off of here. These are some of the ones that they have, but they have tons of other ones. This is the pink paddle tail that we talked about earlier today. We have the green jerk bait that we also talked about. We have the white with the chartreuse tail, killer for clear water. And then we have the yellow. This one I've used before, but I haven't used as often. Clear water works great. Haven't used it as often. And the pink ones that I'm showing you, they're like they have like a little hologram kind of stuff in there. So if there's sun, it'll work good. Here's the yellow, little jerk bait. And and if you're looking for JRZ lures, now that somebody mentioned it, I've never used them before. I don't know if they're good or bad. I know that I've seen like the Team Pro staff JRZ people use them and they catch plenty of fish, so I'm sure they work. So if you're looking for some RGB bait masters, has like a sale going on right now, and I think I went by there today and I saw that the JRZ lures were on sale as well. So if you're into those lures, RGB Bait Master just has a sale on them. Go get you some there. I think he has like a really good sale going on right now for those. Let's see. Hey man, the sheep heads are definitely biting in the jetties. What you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a popping cork, a 6 foot leader of mono with uh either a J hook in the bottom and maybe like a little split shot in the bottom to hold the shrimp in the bottom. Throw it out by the rocks and just leave it there for a good minute. Definitely should get a bite for sheephead, but they're definitely biting right now with this weather. And yeah, Raul or anybody who wants JRZ lures, again, I'm not bashing on the guys. I don't know the company. I've never used them before. I've seen them. They have really good packaging. I like the guy Junior's. Uh, he's very creative. I talked to him the other day, and I told him the same thing, that I think he's a very creative guy. I like his work. I just never use his lures. But if you like that brand, I know, again, RGB Baitmasters has a sale. Tell him I sent you. Tell George I sent you. Tell him, hey, Seth says you have a sale going on with some of the lures here, and JRZ is one of them, and he'll point you in the right direction. We have, this is like a gold orange color. Not sure what color that is. This one looks like freaking, I don't even know, like chlamydia or something, but I don't know what color this is. And then we have, I think this one's called the Mardi Gras, guys, and this is one of my favorite ones as well. This is like a brownish with a chartreuse tail with black freckles. One of the ones that I recommend the most as well, aside from this green with red flakes. They have a green one with a chartreuse tail. I know RGB Baitmaster sells it right now, and SWP I think carries it as well. And those are really good colors for murky water. Yeah, I have another guy here who just messaged me on Instagram that he's gonna go pick some up, some jigs at RGB Baitmasters. And yeah, man. Any other questions, guys? Any other concerns? Any feedback? Anything you guys want me to do different on my channel? Say it now or forever hold your peace. Oh yeah, man. I gave Rolly I don't know if you saw that. I'm sure you saw the video, but he was having some problems catching some fish. He had never caught a redfish back there, let alone a keeper. So I gave him this color here with a chartreuse tail, same exact lure. Told him, throw it, slow retrieve it. And he caught like, I don't even know, probably like 10, 12 reds. Some of them were 26 inches, 25 inches. He caught like three people man limit. He killed it, man. When what, Caesar? I'm not sure what your question was. But I tried the Barbie rod. Well, I don't know if it was a Barbie rod. I think it was like a little rod. I did it was a micro rod, a green one that I got from Academy. I think it was for like $10 or something. I tried using it for some gar or redfish in the back with a mullet bigger than the reel. And I had the video somewhere out there, man, but it didn't work out. It had like a 2-pound mono on that thing or a 4-pound mono. That rod just whoop, it just popped. It ran, pull, drag, and then just popped. So I think the only way to catch a fish with micro rod is by switching out the fishing line to maybe like a 10-pound braid or a 15-pound braid or something, because that it's not gonna work. I wanted to do that, but I was like, man, it's kind of like cheating. You're not really using a micro rod. You're cheating, right? But it is what it is. I remember that shit. Dude, that happened to me twice. The video's out there somewhere. And I caught the I had the top water and I caught that redfish and he ran hard. And I don't remember how far I brought him, but I brought him close to the kayak. And then he popped off. And I was like, man. And I throw the top water again. Within about 10-15 minutes after that one, boom, get him. And this one, I bring back to the kayak. I'm able to see him. And then when he's like 5 feet from the kayak, pops the top water out of his mouth as well. I was like, man, I was super pissed, man. Those are the kind of things that break my heart. And man, if you heard me, yeah, I was pissed. I was holding it together. And I felt like it was something wrong with the lure, maybe the hooks, but found out that it was my drag. I wasn't setting the drag hard enough. It wasn't tight enough on my bait caster. So I know I was talking to a buddy of mine, George from Real Muddy Fishing, and he's the one that adjusted my drag. And he told me, dude, your drag's not even tight. I thought it was, but I guess it wasn't. And top water fishing is definitely tough, but it's exciting, bro. That blow up on that top water, when it happens, you're just popping it, messing with it, and then boom, you see your top water jump out of the water, bounce, and it's just in midair, and then it hits it again. Dude, it's addicting. It's addicting, but it is tough. I agree with you. Very tough. I actually tried using a top water today and no luck. They weren't hitting anything, just the bay bug, but it was small trouts. Nothing worth making a video about, so I didn't make a video. But anyways, guys, it is 1:35 in the morning. I am going to get me a coffee. I am going to charge all my equipment and head out at 5 in the morning. Probably going to go to, I don't know yet, man. I'll see how I feel in the morning. It's going to be about 18-mile-per-hour wind, so I'm probably going to go to Arroyo, maybe San Martin. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, man, I'm sure a tarpon is a heartbreaker. But yeah, man, it was good interacting with you guys, man. I'm glad you guys stayed on for as long as you did. You probably don't have anything better to do, just like me, so I appreciate that. Sharing these moments together. But if any other questions, just comment or message me on Facebook or Instagram under Seth Fishing YouTuber on Facebook or Seth_fishing on Instagram. And I always message back, guys. Don't ever think that I'm one of those guys that thinks he's too good or whatever. I message everybody back. So keep me posted. It was nice chatting with you guys. Peace. I'll see you guys in the next one, man.